Are you squishy or crunchy?
Oh, I am the crunch.
Hey!
Good evening, everyone. The highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accidents.
Call it a night for two dusty old has-beens because
We're done.
we're done. Well, good morning. It's the top of day 5, and we're about to go hike Mount Shasta. I am very excited. Let's get out of here. Okay, so here we are in Hedge Creek Falls. Let's go see.
Yes.
It could be
Yes.
something so simple. The origin of the name Shasta is vague, either derived from a people of a name like it or otherwise garbled by early Westerners. Ugh. Those early Westerners do be garbling. Now, Mount Shasta is a potentially active volcano at the southern end of the Cascade Range in California. It has an elevation of 14,179 feet and is the second highest peak in the Cascades and the fifth highest in California. Mount Shasta has an estimated volume of 85 cubic miles, which makes it the most voluminous stratovolcano in the Cascade Volcanic Arc. Articulation who? Come on, she's in peak condition. So, babies, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, goodbye. Shastina! That's Shastina. Hello, babies, and welcome back to Does Size Matter Part 3, the remix. Shastina's tall. She said Shastina. I'm your host, David They, Shasta and Shastina, the Shast twins. Today, I'm out here in Mount Shasta, California, the mountain of youth. I'm soaking in that youth. It got down on one peak. Get down on one peak, make you feel better. Come on up to Mount Shasta. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I got a summit ache on the way here. Hey babies, today I'm in weed. Welcome to weed. Here goes the sticker. Because size does matter. It really does. You want to see in the cavern? Okay, I'm about to show you. Let's get a closer look. Hello, ladies, and welcome back to Does Size Matter Part 3, the remix. I'm your host, David They, and today we are out here in Lakehead, California, where you can find the Lake Shasta Caverns. I never wanted to go spelunking, but I eventually caved. The Lake Shasta Caverns is one of 3 known caverns in Shasta County, a whole new world. Their beds originated 250 million years ago when the Earth was subjected to the folding of its crust. Me when I fold my crust. Since 1964, they have been opened as a natural attraction to the public. From tiny cave coral to gravity-defying helictites to magnificent cave drapery, there is so much to see. So put your cave faces on. So if you want to come down to Lakehead, California, to the Shasta Caverns, cave it for a rainy day. And until next time, goodbye.
this first room of our tour is the Discovery Room. They mainly named it this because this was the first room the Thompson brothers accidentally discovered as they were drilling that tunnel we just walked through into the mountain. But then they looked around and noticed that the filling in process, the formation growth in this room, has given us almost every type of formation we have to discover throughout our whole cavern system. So that's also why this is the Discovery Room. And everything around us is made out of calcite crystal or calcium carbonate that comes in with the rainwater. But now, since we're surrounded by almost every type of formation, I'll explain the different types and how they grow. Get a lot of the science out of our way forward. The tubular stalactites right behind me. They're tubular stalactites, they're soda straws, and they start to grow when a single drop of water falls from our ceiling and it leaves a ring of that calcite behind. As the water flows, that ring of crystal grows and grows as the water precipitates. And that's why the tubular stalactites are hollow in the diameter of a drop of water. That's where they get the nickname soda straw too. Sometimes soda straws can grow all the way down to the ground, like these guys down here, and this one up here. But other times they'll get clogged and can grow on the outside, forming this chili pepper on the stick formation. That chili pepper won't stop growing there. It continues to swallow up the soda straw until we get a much larger version, the stalactite. And that's why stalactites are hollow to a point. A good way to remember the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite, though, is stalactites have a C in them for ceiling and they hang tightly, as to where the stalagmites have a G in them for ground and they might reach the ceiling someday. Definitely helps me on that. And stalagmites, they aren't hollow just because they're growing as drops of water hit the cave floor and leave crystal behind to grow up like a cone. Over the years, though, the two formations can touch tips and grow together. And that's when we call them a column, like this little guy right here. Now, these first few formations are only growing at a rate of approximately 1 inch in 100 years. So it's a very, very slow filling in process. Just beneath that little column, this big section of smooth, almost wax-like formation, that's flowstone, and it's the only one that grows a little faster than 1 inch in 100 years. That's because this flowstone is created as water continuously flows over the surface, so it grows 4 inches at every 100 years instead of just the 1 inch. Still not growing very quickly though. Above that flowstone, we've also got where rivulets of water have gone down the walls and created snail trails of crystal. And at first, it doesn't look like much, these trails, but over time, gravity can pull it downward, starting this fin-like shape that's just grown here. Fast forward a little further though, this fin will get pulled straight to become drapolite, or cave drapery. Looks a lot like curtains or drapes, so that's why it's called this. And sometimes it'll even look like bacon, so it's nicknamed cave bacon as well. But this drapolite, it's not only unique because it looks like bacon, with it growing in sheets as it does, it can also act as a sound insulator and soak up the echo throughout the cave. We don't notice that much in here, there isn't enough drapery, but in the last room we will. And you guys will know when we get there because the last room is also the largest area on our tour. Even though it's the largest, there isn't a very good echo in there, just with so much drapery growing. Oh yeah. Others thought they could give us a shortcut to the next room in here so we could skip some stairs. They got around the corner though and heard water behind the walls. So they figured it was too dangerous and turned back, which was pretty unfortunate. They wasted a lot of time and money, they did a lot of damage, and they never uncovered the next room for us to look at. But for us, the biggest issue is the damage. It's here long after the Thompson brothers are gone. And unfortunately, we'll see broken formations like this throughout the entire tour today. Luckily, when water flows over these broken edges, new soda straws do start to grow. So they may never be the same, but they do continue on. The benefit of broken formations like this, though, is sometimes we can see something beautiful inside. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where the rest of this formation ended up, Bigfoot has it for a toothpick. Oh yeah. But the inside of the crystal does tell us a bit of a story. Different colored rings represent what the weather was like and how much water came into the cave. That's because the white and clear sections, that's pure or close to pure calcite. We know that pure crystal is only left in here when there's a lot of rain coming through to thin out the mud and minerals. So the white and clear sections are the years of good rain. Orange and reddish rings, the years of drought. Less water coming through the cave meant more mud was coming in with it, and that darkened the crystals more and more. This is also why we'll start to get some strips of bacon within the drake-like formation. Perfect strips of minerals build up to be perfect strips of bacon. But now a little less science for this area. We'll have a little more fun in here before we get going. This is where we do our fantasy formations, and it's a lot like when you guys look at clouds and pick out animals and one of my favorites is actually Tina, the llama, with her body and her neck. Oh yeah. And Tina's no ordinary llama. She's a llama corn.
Yeah.
And then above her, we've also got Eagle Steve with his body and his wings.
Oh,
That one's pretty good.
just ask Papa.
And then last but not least, just behind us, we've also got the dragon. With his dragon horns, the closed eyes, his nose, his beard, and the body just extends way down here. Like that, Lord. Never-ending story.
All right, so we're in the Lake Shasta Caverns. Yeah. Going up 80 stairs. I look crazy in the finder. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at.
By the end of this one, I think you guys will have done about 812 stairs total. But they are everywhere in this room. The helictite formations defy gravity and come out all over the place in here. Just because of the water pressure that created them, we've even got a bunch of helictites on this beautiful crystal chandelier right here as well. But that pool of water eventually released that pressure. And when the pressure was released, the dripping started, but the pool is still here catching every drop, so no stalagmites started to ground. We're not sure if our coral is corallite or coralloid. Scientists aren't sure yet, but it looks a lot like coral, popcorn, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, dipping dots, nerves. Alright, welcome up to the grand finale of our tour, folks. This last great space is our cathedral realm, and for good reason. They first would have hiked up from the town of Baird, which is about a 1,400-foot elevation gain for them to get there to the natural entrance, so it was quite a hike. Once they got to the natural entrance, they had to crawl through 100 feet of tunnel before rappelling down to this room. Today, we can see just the end of that tunnel coming out right above the behind us. Yeah. So that's where the first explorers entered for the first time. So nothing but rope and lanterns to light their way. And it is 100 feet up, so the light we see up there today isn't daylight, just an LED put there to trick us. And here our ceiling is 125 feet above us. We can barely see there is a ceiling with the light here now. With the light they had only going 3 or 4 feet above them, all that would have been up there was absolute darkness. And for the first explorers, the ceiling could have just gone on and on forever. They never knew where it ended. But today, we're privileged to see a lot more than they ever could have imagined. Because in our day and age, we have electricity. Oh yeah, my favorite part, especially watching everyone take pictures of the dark ceiling as we come in. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys as photography. That'd be rude. The only reason the lights are up in this room is because of the bats. They don't like to sleep in the light any more than we do, so we keep it as dark as we can for them in the daytime so they can sleep in here in peace. Then they go out at night and eat mosquitoes and other flying insects. So the bats are not only our friends, but they are also a keystone to this ecosystem. They eat so many bats. Also in this room, under formation, you guys may notice on top of the drapery in here, it kind of looks like broccoli or trees all over the place. And those are these splattermite formations. We only find them in this section of the fort because the high ceiling in here allows the water to gain velocity and splatter the crystal onto the ground. Hence the name splattermite.
All right, so this was the Caverns.
Is it worm?
Cavernous. Caverns is lovely. And now, now we're gonna go. We're sleeping in a caboose. Very excited to go see the caboose. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.
It's like, don't say it.
Sorry, we can say it, Amber. Wow, how big is your cavern?
Very big.
What's the word you like?
Stalagmite and stalactite.
And what's the difference, Amber?
So a stalactite goes to the ceiling because it's got a C in it. And a stalagmite goes to the ground or comes up from the ground because it's got a G in it.
Oh, you're listening.
I learn things.
You friggin' nerd.
I love science.
Look, it's friggin' bats. I love Halloween. Guess who's jealous of Adele?
Switch it up! Come again.
Let's go look inside. Number 28. Santa Fe. That is so fun. This is so cool. It's actually like so nice. I'm gooped. And that's it from us. Signing off on day. Sure.
Something like that.
And we'll see you tomorrow for things. We're ending in San Francisco tomorrow. We're gonna see all kinds of stuff. So we'll see you then. Goodbye. Are you squishy or crunchy?
Oh, I am the crunch.
Hey!
Good evening, everyone. And the highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accidents.
Call it a night for two dusty old has-beens because
We're done.
we're done.